My name is Erin Mathis, and I have 3 little boys. They're 8, 5, and 3. Before I had my oldest, I had no idea what I was doing when it came to breastfeeding. I'd seen people do it in the church I grew up in, family members, but I was the first of all of my siblings to have a baby, and so it was all new. I learned a lot from the internet. And my older sister, who had not had a child yet but was a huge breastfeeding advocate, she helped me tremendously. My first, I breastfed him for 12 months, and then my second, 18 months, and the third, 11 months. My husband was super supportive of my breastfeeding journey each time. For one, he did not want to pay for formula, and so that helped him be supportive of me doing it. I think at times when I would get really frustrated, it was hard for him to understand at first, like, why it was so important to me to do it, but he learned very quickly that it was not something that I was going to give up on, and it was also really nice when he could bring you snacks and water and just have somebody there to take the baby right when you get done so you can relax and take a shower or go to the bathroom, because it takes a long time and it's like a full-time job. So yeah. I did face some oppositions while breastfeeding, besides the physical things like tongue ties and stuff like that, which my oldest had, which was a huge learning curve. It's also really hard if people question your choice to breastfeed. And I got a little opposition from my mother-in-law. She did not breastfeed, and she just did not understand it at all. So if it was ever a struggle or the baby was crying, it was like, why don't you just give him a bottle, and I don't get it. And that can be really hard because it can really mentally affect you. So my oldest had a tongue tie, and at first breastfeeding was extremely painful. And I knew, I had been warned barely that it would hurt a little bit, that your nipples had to get used to it. But it was excruciating with him, to the point where I would cry in the shower. So after we learned that he had a tongue tie, I actually switched to using a nipple shield with him and used it for probably 4 months until we really got the hang of breastfeeding together. Honestly, when I look back at my breastfeeding experience, I think it was all a great experience. I have fond memories from each of my 3 boys. Just the bonding with them rolling over and searching for you in the middle of the night, I think was one of my very favorite parts. And I don't think that enough people talk about what a struggle it is, like the first 6 weeks. Getting used to the schedule and your body changing and just bonding with the baby. It takes a long time at first, and I just promise after the first 6 weeks, everything just gets so much easier. So, I'm Erin Mathis, and this is Breastfeeding Unlocked.